I've shared my quick thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth. Now I'll dive into more details, including some spoilers. Let's get started. A Snickers wrapper kickstarted the events of this movie. Someone failed to dispose of their wrapper properly, and it got caught into the ventilation shaft, disrupting the entire system, allowing the D-Rex to escape. While some viewers have criticized this, I don't have an issue with it, as I've heard such things can happen in real life. And Dr. Ian Malcolm explained that it aligns with the essence of chaos theory.
Why? Because tiny variations...
Now let's move on to some bigger issues I have. First, the film reveals that the dinosaurs on the mainland are dying off because much of the Earth's climate has become inhospitable for them. The remaining dinosaurs now live around the equator, making those regions no travel zones. Whether dinosaurs could survive today is a matter of debate. Still, it is worth noting that some dinosaurs were adapted to thrive in the harshest climates, including deserts and polar regions. Regardless of whether dinosaurs could survive in today's world, I believe that killing the dinosaurs on the mainland was a bad idea because it impacted potential future stories. The whole point of Fallen Kingdom was to destroy the islands and bring the dinosaurs to mainland, ensuring that we wouldn't have to return to the islands. This movie took us back to those formulas.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
Another issue I have is people losing interest in the dinosaurs plot point. I find that hard to believe, as there remains a strong interest in dinosaurs today. Additionally, people continue to visit zoos and aquariums, which indicates an ongoing fascination with living animals. This perspective stems from Gareth Edwards, who believed modern audiences were losing interest in dinosaurs and wanted to introduce mutants. It seems he missed the point of the first Jurassic World movie.
That first part was legit. You know, I have a lot of respect for it. They didn't need these genetic hybrids. They just needed dinosaurs, real dinosaurs.
As much as I like Dr. Henry Loomis, some of his dialogue can be cringeworthy for dinosaur fans. For instance, when you describe Quetzalcoatlus and Mosasaurus as dinosaurs, when they are not dinosaurs. It would have been more appropriate if a character like Zora had referred to them as dinosaurs and then Henry corrected her. Another point of contention was when Henry characterized the dinosaurs as dumb by highlighting the damage humans have caused to the planet in a relatively short time compared to the extensive period during which dinosaurs lived on Earth. While I appreciate what the speech was going for, a paleontologist should know that dinosaurs are not stupid. This franchise has portrayed them as quite intelligent. When the film was announced, speculation arose regarding which dinosaur species would appear, particularly based on toy reveals that included Utahraptor, Maiasaura, and Purosaurus. Unfortunately, none of these species made it into the movie. There is also speculation about the presence of two T-Rexes, as one toy was brown, while the other was gray. However, only one T-Rex appeared in the film. You might have noticed that I didn't mention the Velociraptors in my Quick Thoughts video. The reason for this omission is that their screen time is very brief. It's a shame because I like their design. They resembled a mix of the raptors from The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. Unfortunately, their sole purpose in the film was to serve as fodder for the Mutodons, establishing them as the new threat. While I had no issue with that scene, there was nothing particularly special about the Mutodons. I saw someone on Reddit suggest that better alternatives could have been the Chameleon Carnotaurus from the Lost World novel, or Telltale's Troodon, as they were species the raptors feared and fit in with the mutant theme. And I agree! Utahraptor would have been a fantastic choice as well. On a different note, the Mutodons are technically hybrids. Its description is a mix of a raptor and a pterosaur, and there were test tubes with labels that described them as hybrids. So much for no more hybrids. The D-Rex was barely featured in the film, appearing only in the opening and the climax. While it had moments that ventured into classic horror territory, it ultimately felt unremarkable. This is a real shame considering there were indications that it was meant to be portrayed as a sympathetic creature, a victim of its own creation. Unfortunately, the D-Rex received so little screen time that this concept was never fully developed, making it feel like a generic movie monster. I heard there were plans for the D-Rex to have a showdown with the T-Rex. While I appreciate that the film didn't accumulate in a dinosaur fight like the last 3 World movies, It would have made more sense in this case for the normal T-Rex to fight the distorted Rex. Yes, the T-Rexes face off against other dinosaurs throughout the franchise, but in this case, it would have probably benefited with the dinosaur fight. As I mentioned in my Quick Thoughts video, the characters in the film were decent, with Dr. Henry Loomis being the standout among the new characters. It was refreshing to see innocent, human characters who are not just background figures getting killed off. However, over time it became predictable who would survive and who would not. Additionally, Duncan survived his face-off with the D-Rex. Though the film tried to create suspense with a fake-out, he ultimately escaped. Lastly, I saw Rupert Friend's character, Martin Cribbs, being the film's villain, but he was underwhelming. While I have my issues with Jurassic World Rebirth, I don't hate it. There are aspects I enjoy, but the film was much to be desired. I still stand by my rating in my Quick Thoughts video. Before I conclude this video, I want to share my thoughts on the future of the Jurassic franchise. While I'm looking forward to the release of Season 4 of Chaos Theory this November, I believe the Jurassic series should take a hiatus, particularly when it comes to big screen releases. I understand that the more recent films have been profitable for Universal, but I've seen franchises continue to churn out sequels to the point where it ultimately leads to their downfall. I don't want Jurassic to end up that way. If the franchise is to return to theaters, prequels or spin-offs would be ideal. However, I say this as a fan, and with the best intentions, the Jurassic franchise needs to take a break. So that's my spoiler talk video. When Rebirth gets a home media release, I plan to give it a proper review. I'm also going to do a rewrite for the film. I'll be seeing you later.